Oh my God, you guys, it's me, Trixie Mattel, and I am totally bugging because I will be hosting a very special pit stop season for Canada's Drag Race.
I gotta give it up for my good old bimbo Jimbo.
A mama entering the workroom going, wow,
ooh, wow, I'm gonna spin. Wow. Big Tammy energy. I don't want to compare everybody to somebody else, but
yeah,
I love her.
And it's not fair because every time somebody's left field, people say it's Tammy, so we don't want to perpetuate, you know.
Yeah, oh, she's I don't like when people say quirky, weird, different. Wow.
You know which drag queens are quirky, weird, and different? Successful ones. But Jimbo screaming was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my whole life. Also, it's really the only way to like level the playing field because like you can take a great picture even if your outfit sucks or whatever, you know what I mean?
And vice versa. Even your outfit's great, you can take a picture.
Or you could take in your outfit.
Yeah. If you cannot sew, the absolute nerve of you to get on that show.
Especially in Canada where everybody makes all their own clothes. Hello.
If I know one thing about Canada is that everybody makes their own clothes. The first few episodes are really tough of a Drag Race season because the viewer's brain is like, who do I focus on? And then you kind of only settle on whose personality do I like around episode 3 or 4. Oh, am I boring you?
What's the tea? Do you like Boa's look?
Like is not a word that I would use to describe this.
Why are her breasts here? 2 acorns.
She has 2 mini tap lights glued to her sternum. Sternum, by the way.
Oh, there's potatoes on her head.
Oh, there's potatoes on the head.
I mean, she's embracing the materials at least. Do women have breasts in Canada? Because half these people don't have boobs, and the ones that do, they're like...
Well, they do. They're potatoes, though. Yeah.
Did you ever get a critique on Drag Race where you were like, no?
No, I usually always agree with them.
I don't like it. You're like, me neither.
Me neither. Ugh. You don't want to be doing it.
When I lip synced on season 7, what did you think of me? I mean, weren't you just taken?
I saw what a threat to entertainment.
I remember watching you do Twist of Fate and being like, oh. I mean, I'd never seen somebody do like slow splits or anything, so I was like, oh.
I am the first person to do a slow split on Drag Race, so that is that. So that's that.
Everything you do is kind of slow.
You know what? You know what's so interesting? I had the most pleasant experience talking with you today. I really, 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 really like you.
Oh my God. You're like an expert at Drag Race. You finalist on season 9 and you won a season of Drag Race.
Well, yeah, but you still have more followers than me.
Well, I didn't have to split mine. Monet still had yours.
Certain people are good at one thing that they're not good at other things. And even if you're like a comedy queen, you could be great at comedy and then just bomb Snatch Game.
I can't stand you, you whore. Ah. You're one of my all-time favorite drag queens. I'm not just saying that. You know why? Because you are so beautiful and you love to act a fucking fool.
Well, thank you. I just love you.
So believable.
On my season, I would always get so much praise for my personality. Some of the girls were like, well, you get all the praise for your personality. I'm like, yeah, but they hate my runway, so.
You're like, but they called me ugly, stinky, bald, poor, but they love my personality. People without a personality don't win Drag Race.
Absolutely.
Well, Jada. We can say Jada. We all know. So we're getting into the looks, and the runway theme is Quebecy with the good hair, which is the funniest name I've ever heard.
That's it. That's one of the high points of the season already.
These Canada puns are so fucking...
If she had maybe belted it to give it shape or something, or just threw it away and...
I wish she would have belted it or thrown it away and worn something different. Those are your options. That's this one. You know, they wind the arm
up. The windmill.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And the thing where they bob the head down and then they hold the hair with the hand and throw it back.
And the thing is, it's not even just for the effect. It's more of just to make sure the wig don't come off when you're doing it, really. That's what it's truly there for.
When I'm not doing this, I'm sitting here waiting to do this.
What's it been like to have a beard?
It was great.
Seems like it's going great right now.
I hate you. Hate you. Well, the first runway, I don't know what that was. She sold it, but that was not a couture constructed garment. It was like a blue version of Shangela's country outfit.
And they were like living, and I was like, for what?
Derek Barry was at home with her, 3 husbands being like, there's no him!
Derek Barry's sitting, he's doing a cross stitch of a pillow, and he looks up and just goes, no him. I remember Kim and I doing like contact lens changes for numbers. And now looking back, I'm like, what are you doing? Maybe learn the words.
I feel like I'm manifesting a sty in this eye, and this eye's getting pink eye, just thinking about after grabbing money for 3 sweaty minutes, taking out a contact and then jabbing it back into your eye. That is disgusting.
And this 13 Ghosts Curse of La Llorona makeup and hair. Like, what the Why are you doing a flat, unbrushed wig?
Did you know that movie 13 Ghosts was actually supposed to be 14 Ghosts, but Jimmo had a film Drag Race, so she couldn't make it?
She had a commitment. I mean, there was definitely some duds. Priyanka's was so bad.
Priyanka's was just nothing.
It was just nothing. It wasn't even strong enough choices to be bad.
That's what was so sad about it, because we didn't even get an iconic moment of being bad.
Yeah.
We didn't get a winner chicken dinner.
I know. Ladies at home who have nails like this, how do you put earbuds in? Do you use like a stick?
Just lay it on the counter and slam your head down.
Babe, get the stick. I live alone. Okay. I don't think people know this. We really are neighbors. If I got murdered and screamed loud, you probably hear it.
I would.
Yeah.
Really would.
Are we still neighbors?
Oh yeah, we are.
Oh wow.
You keep your windows wide.
If you have not had a win under your belt, well, wait. I was about to say Sasha Velour, but that's not true.
Well, there was another very talented person who didn't win a challenge until halfway through All Stars. I can't remember who it is.
Wait, is she? Bendela? No. Wait,
I
it was a white
hate you.
girl, right?
I hate you. It was me.
It was a white girl, right? Oh, yeah!
Not to be corny, she also really channeled the emotion of the song like big.
I agree. I got frustrated when Boa was like looking at her and performing to her. That annoys me when girls do that. Annoys me.
You don't like when they look from the judges and sing to each other?
Oh, I hate that. Hate it.
I love the idea of you sitting at home watching Drag Race going, don't look at her.
Don't look at her, yes.
This was typecasted for real, bitch. Y'all had saw this episode and called my motherfucking phone to remind me that not only was I a beast, but I was a runner-up. Not once, but twice, but that's all right. Now, hold up. I will get up on time, but y'all don't ask me to rush the beauty. Do not rush the glamour and the drama, because I sit and have a full conversation with myself.
I know you do. I've seen it.
I would sit in the mirror before I put 1 ounce of foundation and just look and be like, you have waited your entire life for this. And there's nothing that they can say nor do that can stop you. Now you go do it, lady. And I like that it has like a touch of like Honey Boo Boo-ish vibe to it.
Totally. I mean, did you clock the accent, right? Did you feel represented?
Hilarious. Girl, what do you mean? Do I feel represented? So you're trying to come for me while I'm in my house in my good drags?
Well, they were talking about in this episode, they were talking a lot about how we have to honor the queens from the generation before us who created what we have. And Alyssa, I just wanted to say thank you for that. As a queen from a generation before me who created this industry. You are the Michelle Berry of the United States, America's oldest living, working.
You know, the funniest pageant experience I ever had was doing a pageant with Shangela. Girl, I was the ultimate pageant mom. Girl, I get over there and I wreck shop. I'm like, where is the presentation? She said, well, it's this. And I'm like, well, what is that up there on the shelf? I said, Shangela, where'd you get this dress? Mama, I rented this from a girl. A girl? Who? What kind of girl? Did this girl have big breasts? Well, they were huge. Okay. Well, did you know you're flat-chested? And Shangela backstage asked Victoria Porchart Parker. She was there. Girl, she started crying. I said, I've already told you what to say. Don't act brand new. We're backstage. I'm holding her hand. I'm like, you're going on next. I would go out there and say, my name is Alyssa Edwards. I'm from the Lone Star, hailing from the Lone Star State. The stars at night shine big and bright deep in the heart of Texas. Good evening, judges. All the way from the Sunshine State.
No.
I didn't know you were from Florida. Girl, I was so mad. I grabbed my clutch. I said, you have embarrassed me.
Last time we spoke on the pit stop, we have to talk about your last look, and you were a teddy bear on a pillow, which was incredible. And honestly, that thumbnail of like you sitting there with your legs just sitting out, I feel like people tag me in that like once a month.
Oh, same. Out of all the looks I've done, that's probably like my most celebrated look.
Isn't it funny that whenever you do a look that's sort of like for yourself, that you're like, you know what, this is dumb, but I think people will go for it. It becomes the one that people want to talk about the most.
Yup.
Like, remember when you were that sad clown and that's like what everyone's obsessed with?
Yup. Like every gig I go to, there's like a sad clown like staring back at me in the audience.
You're like trying to lip sync and you're like, hey girl.
Hey girl, I see you. Oh, this gig has 3 sad clowns over there. All right, I see you.
And no matter how jubilant of a performance you're trying to give, they just look depressed.
Yeah. I can't think of a single person where that outfit would look good on. You know?
I mean, yeah, you just say it so much more gently than I would have said it. I love how you say things where you're like, I just can't think of a person or a situation or a reason to wear this. I can't understand why you think this.
Like, how dare you? So much.
I know.
Jimbo's makeup comes from like a different era. Before we had the products that are available to us now. I feel like her makeup gives me like the tease of like, you know, when you look at like historical photos of like drag queens at the stone wall, you know, like.
Jimbo's face was the first brick thrown at Stonewall. Yeah, I mean, Rita did the worst job this week by far, I think, right? I mean...
Yeah, if we were to judge it, like, critically, I think she was the worst one this week, yeah.
She was the worst one. It's a gag because she has 7 drag donors. I'm like, well, what do those whores look like?
Well, you know, we know. You know the types.
We know what they look like. We know. You know the types. I have drag donors. Yeah, we know the type. Have we ever discussed how much your talent show on All Stars 2 had an impact on my life through the impact on Katya's life?
Katya's life? You got the rollover. Yeah, she really grabbed a hold of that moment. And
it spoke to her.
It's on the deepest of levels. But I love that she loves it so very much.
It's a great track.
Thank you. She performed that track
for like a year and a half.
There were places that I hadn't been yet, and I'd get there and they were like, are you going to do the same parts? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, great, because Katya's here 2 weeks ago and she did it too. So I'm like, oh, that's fantastic.
And she did the splits.
Yeah. I was like, work.
Like Rita Baga plays the Walk of Shame as like hungover. It's fun that Priyanka played it as still drunk.
She's like, I haven't stopped yet.
This is you in Fire Island trying to catch the ferry at 11 a.m. Still in drag. That's you.
Oh, that's 100% me. I almost did miss that ferry.
I heard.
I know. Yeah.
I heard.
My favorite moment of the whole season was last week when they had to do the whole picture thing where they try to make you cry.
Yeah.
I literally laughed about it for a week afterwards. Everyone else was like, I would tell you that you're beautiful and you're amazing and you're gonna be fine. And she was like, okay, you are going to be very fat, but then you get skinny again, and then you make lots of friends and you become a drag queen.
She was just giving the facts.
And the fact that she didn't get emotional about it or like cry, I was just like dying laughing.
Because everyone else is like, everything's gonna be so hard, and she's like, you will get a driver's license.
Exactly. And then you will go on the vacation to Mexico and you will get sunburned. Literally, I was walking around for like a week afterwards just being like, and now I'm going to the store and I'm going to get some water.
I was talking to Tatianna on last pit stop and I was like, imagine if they were like, what would you say to little Tatianna? And they pulled up your mugshot. I loved watching you compete on Drag Race, and I love watching you judge Drag Race. Thank you so much for a great season.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm so happy you enjoyed it.
And thank you for watching The Pit Stop.